Welcome back, everybody, to Night 2 of the 2022 WWE Draft here on Friday Night SmackDown. We saw 11 superstars move over on Raw. Well, tonight we're going to finish the draft. Superstars will move between Raw and SmackDown. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Universe Mode content. It's an exciting time. We're live here in North Charleston, South Carolina. And we're going to begin the show with the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, who at SummerSlam just 6 days ago cashed in her Money in the Bank contract on Ronda Rousey and won the championship. Apparently Becky Lynch has an announcement. Very curious to see what this is about. Becky Lynch is a Raw superstar holding a SmackDown championship, so that's already an interesting dynamic. So maybe that is what Becky Lynch has in mind. But the only way to figure out what she has in mind is to hear what she has to say. But before we get into a promo, if you missed the announcement earlier in the week, I have partnered with Rogue Energy. If you want some Rogue Energy, make sure you use that referral link down in the description, and my code MrRob will get you 10% off your next purchase. It helps out the channel, and you get to enjoy some Rogue Energy. But let's turn it over to Becky Lynch. Allow me to introduce myself as your new SmackDown Women's Champion. Now, usually it feels good to say that, but tonight it doesn't feel the same. Because let me take you back to this past Saturday at SummerSlam, where I cashed in my Money in the Bank contract. Now, I was scheduled for a 6-woman tag match to begin that show, but I was attacked before the match backstage, and everyone has been wondering who attacked me. Well, the correct answer is nobody, because I set the whole thing up. I wanted to make sure I was fresh because I knew later in the night Ronda would be defending her title against Lacey Evans. And I faced Lacey before, and she's a tough competitor. So I bailed on my partners, and that's where it all went wrong. Because you see, karma's real, and what goes around comes around. And it did come around later in the night on me, because later, when I did cash in my Money in the Bank contract, Ronda put up a heck of a fight, and she left me with some lasting wounds. She separated my shoulder. And because of that injury, I am unable to compete, and I have no choice but to relinquish my SmackDown Women's Championship. But this is what I was get for trying to take the easy way. You see, karma wins out in the end. I should have done it the right way. Just know that when I come back, whoever has this championship better be ready for the big time. Well, a shocking announcement from Becky Lynch, but it doesn't seem like it's over. Lacey Evans makes her way to the ring, but Becky Lynch separated her shoulder. She'll have to vacate the SmackDown Women's Championship in a huge turn of events for Becky Lynch. But Lacey Evans went one-on-one with the champ at the time, Ronda Rousey, at SummerSlam. She took it to the Rowdy one. Unfortunately, was unable to win the championship. But I'm very interested to see what Lacey Evans has to say, because she did play an important role in that cash-in. She attacked Rousey after the match. So what does Miss Lacey Evans have to say? Well, isn't it rather convenient? You're now hurt and can't defend that title. I also find it funny that you forgot to tell everyone that you made a deal with me. If I take out Ronda during or after the match, I would be the first in line for a title shot. Well, I held up my end of the bargain, but you can't hold up yours. Lacey, you're right. That was the deal. I wish I had never made it because it wasn't the right thing to do. But if I could, I would be more than happy to give you a title shot. I just can't physically do it, and I can't be a champion right now. I'm not buying it, sweetheart. Oh, come on now, a kick right to the face. Lacey Evans now assaulting Becky Lynch. She already has a separated shoulder, and now she gets laid out with a woman's right. So Lacey Evans was given a deal from Becky in order to attack Ronda Rousey, soften her up. Lynch can't pay her side of the bargain, so Lacey has took it to Lynch. A very interesting turn of events, but the SmackDown Women's Championship is now vacant. What does that mean for the title? Already a big start here to Friday Night SmackDown, but we still have the matches and the draft picks to get to. 5 matches on the card for tonight. First, it'll be the new superstars who swap brands on Monday. Sheamus, now part of Raw, will take on T-Bar from SmackDown. And the women's side of things, Doudrop from Raw will also take on Asuka from SmackDown for a women's division pick. Tag team action, the Judgment Day will take on the Viking Raiders. Then an 8-man battle royal. 4 superstars from Raw. Jinder, Santos Escobar, Dolph Ziggler, and Rey Mysterio will take on Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Theory, and Ricochet from SmackDown. 2 picks on the line. And then our main event, women's tag titles, as well as 2 picks on the line. A rematch from SummerSlam. Sheamus gets the win over T-Bar. Asuka gets SmackDown on the board with the win over Doudrop in the Judgment Day knock off the Viking Raiders. And then it's time for the 8-man battle royal. But before we get there, let's figure out who is going to move in the draft. Raw gets the first pick thanks to Sheamus. And Monday nights are going to get Madcap Moss. The happy folks are no more as the jokester heads over to Monday nights. A new start for Madcap Moss. We'll see what he has in mind with no Corbin in his corner. It's a fresh start for Madcap. SmackDown got on the board thanks to Asuka in the women's division, and their draft pick is going to be a tag team. Alexa Bliss and Nikki ASH will both move over to SmackDown. These two recently reunited will take their tag division to Friday nights. Bliss, no longer that dark persona. ASH has shown her the good side. We'll see if these two can do wonders for the blue brand. Good pick for SmackDown. And before we head over, though, to Monday Night Raw, where they're also going to get a team in their tag division, except what's on the men's side of things. Los Lotharios, Garza, and Carrillo will head over to Monday nights. The Los Lotharios Lethal Letters will take their charming good looks over to Monday Night Raw and try to make a dent in what's turned into a stacked tag division over there in recent days. But now it's time to get to this 8-man battle royal. The last man standing for their brand will get 2 draft picks in their corner. Making his way to the ring first, now representing Monday Night Raw, it is the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, who gets to take his talents over to Monday nights. The former WWE champion is now heading over to the brand that houses that same title. Mahal has had a very up and down past couple of months. He qualified for Money in the Bank. He was unsuccessful, though, on that night. He's had a couple of shots at the Intercontinental Championship, and he's also been unsuccessful on those occasions. So Mahal has gotten wins in recent times, but he has not been able to cash in on the big one. And he also is going to head over to Monday Night Raw without Shanky in his corner. Sticking on Friday Night SmackDown still, Shinsuke Nakamura gets ready. Well, actually, before we get to Nakamura, it's Sami Zayn. I saw the red bar at the top, and I thought it was Nakamura. But it's the Great Liberator. I'm sure he'll use that as a conspiracy theory against me later on. But Sami Zayn gets ready to make his way to the ring. Somebody who hasn't really had the best of luck in recent times. Probably a man who could use a fresh start. But nonetheless, still on Friday Night SmackDown. Says there's a huge conspiracy against him. That's why he hasn't been in a good footing as of recent time. He did qualify for Money in the Bank, though, but he was unsuccessful in capturing that briefcase. But Sami Zayn, ever since WrestleMania, when he got beat by Johnny Knoxville, it has not been the same for the Great Liberator. Well, here's a newer superstar to Monday Night Raw. He's made his debut for the brand just a couple months ago, and he's already made an impact. Santos Escobar gets ready to make his way to the ring. He showed up on Monday Night Raw with Legado del Fantasma by his side, but we are learning that both Wild and Del Toro are back as a part of NXT. So Santos Escobar going at it alone for Monday nights, and he's had his sights set on one man, and that is Rey Mysterio. Escobar joined Monday Night Raw, tried to make it what it seemed like to help out Rey Mysterio. They even challenged for the Raw Tag Team Championships together, but they were unsuccessful, and Santos Escobar showed his true colors. He attacked Rey Mysterio. Still plenty of bad blood and unfinishedness in that rivalry, but now Rey Mysterio is the United States Champion, so that'll be an interesting dynamic. I'm sure Escobar has that on his mind. But now making his way to the ring, I'm not wrong this time, it is Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of strong style, as he gets ready to represent SmackDown. He's been on quite a roll in recent weeks. He was unsuccessful, though, at SummerSlam in capturing the Intercontinental Championship. He lost to Ricochet in what was a very phenomenal bout. Nakamura came within moments of winning the title. And that's kind of been where Nakamura's been since WrestleMania. He came oh so close at Backlash in winning the Universal Championship. And at Money in the Bank, he came close to winning the briefcase, but it wasn't meant to be. He almost won the SmackDown tag titles at WrestleMania with Rick Boogs, who's out with an injury. So Nakamura's another man who's come so close in recent times. We'll see if he can get SmackDown a couple of draft picks tonight. But this superstar has been pretty successful on the flip side in recent times. If you don't count his loss to Braun Breaker at SummerSlam, he did lose to the new man on Monday nights, but Dolph Ziggler is putting together a pretty impressive 2022 already, to say the least. Former NXT champion earlier this year, he actually beat Braun Breaker to win that title in a triple threat match, and then beat Braun at NXT Stand and Deliver at WrestleMania weekend. He did give that loss back at SummerSlam, though, but he was also a Raw Tag Team champion last month. Recently lost those titles to Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. We are hearing that Shelton Benjamin, if you saw Monday Night Raw, did get knocked out with that super kick from the Usos. He will be okay. Might be a week or two before he returns to the brand. But Shelton Benjamin is okay. No long-term damage, thankfully, for him. As we get ready for our next competitor, it's somebody who was drafted over to now Friday Night SmackDown this past Monday. It is the former United States champion Theory, who's now a part of the Blue brand, as gets ready to make this his home. Recently held the United States Championship, lost it just a week and a half ago to Rey Mysterio on Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden. And now Theory, a part of SmackDown. It doesn't seem like he'll get a rematch for that championship, but Theory, very young, very confident. He's somebody that I think on SmackDown could really make an impact. He could be one of the sleepers already of the draft. There's a couple of other big names on the move, but Theory could be the one that could have a lot of long-term upside. When you look at those top prospects in drafts, Theory checks all those boxes. But speaking of United States title, making his way to the ring is the new United States champion once more for the third time in his Hall of Fame career. It is Rey Mysterio, who beats the aforementioned Theory on what was his 20th anniversary since his WWE debut on Monday Night Raw back in Madison Square Garden. And Mysterio has been pretty hot. Past Monday, he earned Raw 2 draft picks on that night when he beat the Intercontinental Champion Ricochet in one-on-one contest. So Rey Mysterio has already done his job for the Red Brand, but he has another chance tonight to earn 2 more draft picks for Monday Night Raw. He could really be the MVP of this draft week if he can win here tonight. Rey Mysterio, the new United States champion, has a lot of people gunning for him, but tonight he just has to not get thrown over the battle roll, something he's done very well of in the past. And then last, but certainly not least here for Friday Night SmackDown, it is the one and only, the Intercontinental Champion, Ricochet, gets ready to make his entrance. Well, unfortunately for Ricochet, he lost, like you said, to Rey Mysterio on Monday Night Raw. He'd love to get that win back here tonight in this Battle Royal, get SmackDown 2 draft picks if he were to win. And Ricochet could potentially do it. He has that boom or bust, though, style with that high-flying ability. Not sure how much he'll be able to use that in this contest, but I think Ricochet has been almost the most momentum superstar, I can't think of the words, in recent times. But the Battle Royal is underway. 8 men in this one. The last man standing will earn their draft, or earn their brand 2 draft picks. As already right away, Theory with a nice spinning suplex, and then Sami Zayn takes out Shinsuke Nakamura. SmackDown versus SmackDown. It doesn't matter. And Nakamura already been eliminated in this one. That's a pretty fast start to this one. I thought Nakamura would have been a favorite, as it's now Zayn pounding away on Jinder Mahal. As meanwhile, you can see in the middle of the ring, the champions got a little bit of unfinished business there. Mysterio and Ricochet going at it. Meanwhile, Santos Escobar is starting on Theory, and Dolph Ziggler just kind of hanging out, maybe trying to talk a little bit of an alliance to Santos Escobar. As Zayn now sends Mahal, he tries to hold on, and Sami Zayn eliminates Jinder Mahal. So Sami, 2 quick eliminations for Zayn. A very good start, very impressive performance already off the bat for Sami Zayn. He's eliminated one superstar from SmackDown, one from Raw, so it's still at 3 apiece. As you can see, Jinder Mahal hits the showers and now awaits Monday night. This nice suplex there by Mysterio in the center of the ring. Looks like he's going to try to go for the Three Amigos. Try to hold and cool this momentum that Sammy has started to build up as he goes for a third one, and he does connect. Nice tribute to the late, great Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero, with that triple suplexes. Meanwhile, it's Santos Escobar with a super kick. I don't think him and Ziggler ever formed that alliance. And Rey again targeting Ricochet in the corner. As meanwhile, Theory and Sammy continue to do battle as there's a nice back suplex from Escobar. He holds on as well. Then he hits a nice German suplex. Still holding on to the grip and then spins him around and hits a more traditional suplex. So a little bit of his own spin on things for Santos Escobar. Nice combination there as he turns his attention to Rey Mysterio. We talked about the bad blood between these two. Still need to see these two square off in a ring. As Escobar is shot there. Mysterio still standing. There's now still 6 men in this contest. There's now Ricochet, though, in the corner. Escobar trying to eliminate the Intercontinental Champion, while Sammy, in my opinion, doing the wise thing, rolls out to underneath the ropes. He can't be eliminated underneath the ropes. It's probably the safest position as there's a big super kick from Santos. And then Theory with a nice spinning neck breaker on Rey Mysterio. We talked about Mysterio and Escobar having unfinished business. I think Theory would love to have another chance at Rey Mysterio. Might not get it now that he's a part of Friday Night SmackDown. But Mysterio, I mean, he could move in the draft. There's not saying that if SmackDown wins this match that Mysterio could move to Friday night so we can see that rivalry continue. But it might have to be on hold for right now as Ziggler plants Theory with a reverse DDT. Plenty of action here. 6 of the best superstars that the brands have. As Ziggler in a precarious position gets eliminated. Theory wipes out Dolph Ziggler. SmackDown eliminates a Raw member. And that's what I'm talking about. Theory could be one of the dark horses of this draft. As he gets a nice elimination there, but gets backstabbed by the Intercontinental Champion Ricochet. He's going to roll underneath the ropes. As right now the only one standing is Ricochet, who hits a nice DDT on Santos. Zayn, Theory, and Rey all feeling the effects of this one early. As a nice suplex again from Ricochet, who holds on. And look at the power by the champion. Lifts up Santos Escobar. What a depressive reign it's been for Ricochet. He's knocked off quite a few quality competitors in his title run. I mean, beat Nakamura at SummerSlam, has wins over Jinder Mahal, Sami Zayn, Happy Corbin, excuse me. And Ricochet's put together quite a run. Mysterio hangs up Zayn on that top rope. And it looks like Escobar and Ricochet have both turned their attention to Theory, who gets eliminated. Santos Escobar sends Theory to the outside over the top rope, and down he goes as that's a SmackDown man eliminated. And we're down to just 2 apiece now. Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar from Raw, while Ricochet and Sami Zayn represent SmackDown. And funny enough, instead of teaming up, the brands are actually going at it. To their defense, these 4 superstars have plenty of history with each other. Ricochet and Zayn battles over the Intercontinental Championship earlier this year. Ricochet actually beat Zayn to win that title. Well, meanwhile, we talked about Rey and Escobar, as it seemed like there was trust between them, but there wasn't, and Zayn gets eliminated. Ricochet takes out Sammy. I'm sure he'll complain about that one, but both feet touch the floor. Can't really confuse on that one. Is now Rey Mysterio with the suplex there on Santos. Continues to take it to his rival. Going to try to hit the Three Amigos on Escobar. It's 2. Can he hit this third one? He does. A third suplex to Escobar, but Ricochet from behind. Hold of Rey. Tries to throw him over the top rope here. Try to get his revenge, but Rey holds on. Had it red. As Ricochet, that would have maybe erased some of the pain from losing to Rey Mysterio. As now Mysterio with a hold of Ricochet goes up to the top rope. Don't want to do that very often as he takes down the one and only. Love to see a rematch between these two sometime down the line. It was a high-flying affair. Don't think Ricochet just had it all in the boxes. Well, right now, Mysterio and Escobar with the double-team DDT. Haven't seen that in quite some time. I don't know if we'll ever see that again, as Mysterio quickly turns his attention to Escobar. And speaking of DDT, he's going to connect with him one of his own. And once again, Ricochet from behind, trying to sneak attack Rey. Rey again over the top rope, but he's able to hold on. So Ricochet really trying to eliminate the United States champion, really trying to erase some of that pain from his loss on Monday, but he has not been able to. Mysterio's just had every counter he does for Ricochet, and Ricochet, or actually Santos, gets taken out by Rey Mysterio. As now it looks like the champions are starting to isolate Santos Escobar, who gets driven into the corner. Nice drop kick there by Ricochet, and a nice pump kick right to the face of Mysterio. And again, Ricochet trying to turn his attention to Rey, who's going to try to skin the cat again. Ricochet tried to bump him off, but Rey again gets the boots up. Ricochet's trying all he can to get rid of Rey. He just can't seem to do it. Just can't seem to get the best of Mysterio. And now turns his attention back to Santos Escobar. Mysterio is doing a lot in this matchup as Escobar hits the ropes. Could be in a lot of trouble here. He's in the area code of a 619. That won't win you the match, but it'll definitely do some damage. As Escobar could be on Dream Street, Mysterio could be looking to eliminate Escobar. Instead, he's going to take him down again and deliver the foot stomps right to the chest. I think you need to take this opportunity, maybe eliminate your rival. As Mysterio now trying to drag Escobar over to the ropes. Escobar in a lot of trouble. He fights out of it, though. Not eliminated just yet. A good performance here by Santos. He's going toe-to-toe with both the United States and the Intercontinental Champion, but this time he might have got caught. Went for the kick again, but instead Rey Mysterio counters with a kick of his own. And now Santos still trying to stay in this one. A big spine buster takedown on Ricochet. And Rey goes to the top rope. Not sure if I do that, as Escobar now trying to hone in on the United States Champion. And again, a very impressive performance. He's taking it to both champs, but again, Rey gets the better of Escobar there. Gets him back to his feet. As Ricochet tries to send Rey over to the ropes. Can't seem to do it. Mysterio fights back. And now Escobar with a hold of Rey takes him down by the mask. And the leader of Legado del Fantasma with the upper hand, but he gets caught by Ricochet and sent over the top rope. Escobar has been eliminated. A very solid performance, but he'll have to head to the showers, as just like on Monday, we are down to the champs. And again, Mysterio barely holds on. United States Champion of Rey Mysterio of Raw, Intercontinental Champion Ricochet of SmackDown. 2 more picks on the line as these two continue what's been a very impressive short little rivalry between these two. It's been built on respect. Superstars shook hands after Mysterio won on Monday nights, but you have to think deep down Ricochet still holding on to that moment as he goes for a trio of moonsaults. He can't connect on the third one. Mysterio had that one scouted. He gets Ricochet back to his feet. Nice right hand shot. Goes kicks low. Ooh, Ricochet steps out the way. Now has a hold of Mysterio up on his shoulders. This is not where you want to be, and gets driven down into the mat. Rey Mysterio felt the effects of that one, and now Ricochet gets him back up to his feet. He's looking to eliminate Mysterio. Propped up against the ropes. This is not where you want to be. Mysterio needs to try to hold on. Ricochet trying to do all he can, and he eliminates Rey Mysterio. Ricochet gets the better of this exchange, and he gets the win, and SmackDown gets 2 draft picks thanks to it. Ricochet gets a little bit of revenge over the masked luchador, and he gets the upper hand in this battle as Ricochet gets to celebrate. But more importantly for us, SmackDown gets 2 draft picks. So let's not waste any time. Let's see who SmackDown will get. Well, the first superstar in this little bunch that they get is none other than Logan Paul. Logan Paul is heading to Friday nights. Paul recently victorious at SummerSlam over The Miz. Well, he gets to take his big-time following and take it over to Friday Night SmackDown. A very solid get for SmackDown. Going to add a lot more eyes to Friday nights, that's for sure. The SmackDown, they get 1 more draft pick thanks to Ricochet. And SmackDown gets Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Well, hold on a second. I didn't know these two. Does this mean they're back? Karrion Kross and Scarlett, we haven't seen them since last year. And that's the music. Could it really be? Ricochet looks on in confusion as well. Karrion Kross, the former 2-time NXT champion, well, there's Scarlett, and it seems like they're here. Well, this is a surprise in the draft as we signify the arrival of Cross, but there he is. He didn't come out with Scarlett attacking Ricochet off guard. That is Karrion Kross indeed. We haven't seen him since late last year, but he's making an impact early, taking it to Ricochet. And now gets him back to his feet. He's looking to lock in the cross jacket. The cross jacket applied to Ricochet, trying to choke out the Intercontinental Champion. Scarlett has made her way down to ringside as Ricochet trying to fight each and every little bit of this attack. Ricochet fights back. He gets himself out of the hold. Both superstars back to their feet now blocking the strikes. It gets shrugged off though, and Karrion Kross went for a big kick. Ricochet doing all he can. He just went through a battle of a battle royal, no pun intended, and gets connected with a roundhouse kick. Well, how about this? Karrion Kross is back, and he's now on SmackDown. Well, it's been a crazy night for the draft, and we still have our main event, which is also a women's tag team championship match, a rematch from SummerSlam this past Saturday. As two more spots in the women's division are on the line, as well as the gold. Making their way here are the challengers, Chance and Carter, who came close to winning the titles at SummerSlam. Unfortunately, were unsuccessful that night, but they have another opportunity to regain and win some gold here on the main roster. As making her way to the ring first for the champions, it is Liv Morgan, who's been fighting week in and week out, finally able to win a championship in her career. It's been a very good journey for Liv Morgan to get to this point, as her and Ripley looked very good at the SummerSlam pay-per-view. They walked away victorious on that night, but you got to beat the same team twice. That's easier said than done, as they see if they can stay champions now that they notched that first successful title defense. And her tag team partner, who made a return at SummerSlam, she was healthy after all. Rhea Ripley was at the event and led her team to victory. Ripley, there was some doubts if she would make it to the SummerSlam pay-per-view dealing with an injury, but she showed up and she showed out in a big way, able to help her team retain the Women's Tag Team Championships, as Rhea Ripley looks to defend the title for the second time in less than a week against the same team. The powerhouse from Australia, who's now a multi-time Women's Tag Team Champion, by the way, is able to bring that experience to her team. Her and Morgan have been a very cohesive unit, one of the longer tenured teams here on the roster, and it's paid dividends with them being able to win the championship. But one of the longer tenured teams on the main roster will face a team who is a very upstart and has been teaming for a while down in NXT, and Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. We'll see if Ripley and Morgan are up to the task for another title defense here tonight. 2 draft picks also on the line. It's a big-time main event here on Friday Night SmackDown to kick off draft week as we set it down to the ring. Following contest scheduled for one fall is for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Introducing first the challengers, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. And their opponents, they are the Women's Tag Team Champions, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. As now the gold being turned over to make our main event official. Championship gold on the line, as well as the winning team earning their brand 2 draft picks in the women's division. Liv Morgan's going to start for the champs. Kaden Carter will start for the challengers. And we are ready to go. Our main event here on Friday Night SmackDown. We've already seen quite a few names move in the draft. Madcap Moss and company. Karrion Kross was the big one just a couple moments ago. How about the Doom Walker himself back in WWE? And on Friday Night SmackDown, it seems like he has his eyes set on Ricochet and that Intercontinental Championship. That'll be a very interesting story to watch, as Rhea Ripley is tagged into this contest. Mentioned Rhea Ripley able to overcome that jaw injury that she suffered a month ago. And it looks like she is back and ready to go. Not a lot of ring rust there as Kaden Carter flips through on that crab. Goes for a pinfall here and doesn't get a 1 count. Ripley looks to go make a tag to her tag team partner. Liv Morgan looking to isolate Kayden Carter here early on in this contest. As Kayden, though, with a nice sling blade takedown roll through, then a nice drop kick to the side of the head. Good move there by Kayden Carter as she goes to make her first tag of the contest to Katana Chance, the former American Ninja Warrior competitor. Very agile, very quick on her feet, brings a lot of that athleticism to the table. One of the more athletic women on our roster, as Liv Morgan, though, will plant her and make the tag to Rhea. And this, I think, is the matchup you want if you're the champions. We talked about how Chance is agile just a second ago, but Rhea Ripley is the most powerful woman in this contest, so she can get her hands on the much smaller competitor. It could be lights out, but she's made the smart tag. Kayden Carter back in. And Carter, the nice snap suplex, takes down Rhea. The challengers have had a very impressive run in their short stint here on Friday Night SmackDown. First match just a month ago, they became the #1 contenders as 1-on-2 Carter with a quick fall gets 2 as Rhea has to kick out. Their first match on Friday Night SmackDown, they beat the team of Natalya and Shotzi in order to become the #1 contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships, and that was on Money in the Bank. First match on pay-per-view against a top tag team, and they were able to get it done. So a quick start for Chance and Carter. And unfortunately, they were unable to pick up the win at SummerSlam, but I definitely see this team being a force to be reckoned with in the Women's Tag Division, as it looks like it's starting to get heated up. You got Morgan and Ripley are the champs. They've been champs for about 2 months now. Is a nice spinning crossbody there, looks like, by Chance, who gets 2 and almost gets the gold. Almost gets the pinfall there on Liv Morgan. Very heated division here in the tag division. Morgan and Ripley the champs. You got Chance and Carter, who are very talented competitors here tonight. We also got Natalya and Shotzi. They're still waiting in the wings, as well as a couple of other teams. Dana Brooke and Tamina. We've seen Alexa Bliss and Nikki ASH are back together as a tag team as well. So a lot of teams gunning for those titles in the division. It's started to really build itself here in the WWE. As Liv Morgan right now boot into the back of the neck. Chance bouncing off of the floor as Morgan continues offense, goes for the double foot stomps again. This time Chance does move out the way, but Morgan with a slap right across the face. And is going to flip through as the head scissors on an airplane. Spin takedown. There goes Chance, and Morgan quickly into the cover here, trying to put away the challengers and retain the gold, but only gets a 1-count kick out by Chance. Liv Morgan, what a journey it's been for Liv since coming up to the main roster. You know, came up in that old Riot Squad group. You know, never really quite found herself. She's always been so close to the WWE Universe. Always been behind Liv Morgan. At Hell in a Cell, she was able to capture her first championship here in WWE with her best friend in Rhea Ripley. And they have been quite a good team for quite some time. And it was good to watch them finally capture the gold. Right now, Morgan hold of Chance is going to dive her over the top rope. Down to the floor goes the challenger. And Liv Morgan actually turning her Chance into Kayden Carter and takes her down as well. Liv Morgan, Carter's not the legal competitor, but for some reason she has her eyes on her. The ref continues his count on the outside. Morgan continues to take Kayden Carter out while Katana Chance has been getting back to her feet on the other side. She sees that her tag team partner is underneath some scrutiny as Morgan now finally turns her attention. The legal competitor's back going at it here as ref up to a count of 5 now on the outside. There are count outs, so Chance and Carter need to win this one inside the ring if they want to gain the titles. Morgan and Ripley, though, do have that champion's advantage, so I think Liv more than happy of doing some damage here on the outside with a count of 7. She will make her way back in the ring, count of 8, and Morgan actually going to go break the count. So Liv doesn't want to win via the count out. You got to respect that. As Chance throws her back inside the ring as the count has been restarted. And Liv just staying loose in the ring, but it might not be a good idea because Chance is actually going to pounce real quickly while Liv Morgan had her back to her and look to try to isolate her in her own corner, but Liv will fight out of it. As Morgan, nice shot to the face there, turns Chance around, a nice takedown from behind. Good move there by Liv, doesn't allow the tag to be made as well. Gets Chance back up to her feet, but Katana catches her and hits a nice belly-to-belly suplex. Small, but you can't underestimate Chance, as now she's going to make the tag to Carter. Nice double knees there from Kaden Carter. Fantastic competitor is Carter. But she also has a mean streak to her. There's a nice deadlift German suplex on Liv Morgan. There's a strength advantage that Carter brings to this match as well. Liv Morgan quickly trying to reestablish control. Takes down Kaden and will use this opportunity to make the tag to Rhea Ripley, who enters back into the fray. Azuka gets caught though with a big boot there. And Kaden gonna try to drive her over the top rope, but she does. Rhea spills all the way down to the outside. And Kaden's going to vault over the top rope, look to follow her out there. I like this strategy. Doesn't allow Rhea the chance to breathe here. He's taking it to her on the outside as well. It's been a pretty back and forth contest here. Pretty evenly matched. There's a nice chop there by Rhea. He's had a very successful career. Already won the Women's Tag Team Championships before with Nikki ASH. So now a two-time Women's Tag Team Champion is Ripley. Is also a former Raw Women's Champion as well. Won that title back at WrestleMania just a year ago. So Rhea Ripley's been very, very impressive in her short stint here on the main roster. She dumps Kaden back in the ring, but she's actually going to use that opportunity to tag in Katana Chance, but it doesn't seem like Rhea is really phased for the opportunity. She takes her down as she enters the ring, and Ripley not done, it seems like, with Carter. Tries to spin her around, going to put her up on her shoulders here. And Katana trying to save her partner, but she can't. Kaden gets dropped across the top rope. It's the second time this contest we've seen the champions try to isolate the non-legal competitor. Very interesting strategy there. I think they're just trying to make the one who is legal more at a disadvantage, but Katana doesn't seem to care. There's a nice DDT. Takes down Ripley. Gets her back up to her feet. What's she have in mind now? And she plants Rhea. Nice spinning move there by Katana Chance on the much larger competitor. We talked about the power game of Rhea Ripley, but Chance, don't sleep on her power game as well. There's a reason why she was on the American Ninja Warrior. She's very agile, very strong, good core strength. This is on display there. And now Chance with the advantage. Gets Rhea back to her feet. Goes for, I think, a spinning heel kick of some sorts, but Rhea able to sidestep, but gets caught from behind as well. And Chance and drive her into the neutral corner. As now she flips her around. What's Chance have in mind here? An elbow strike to the lower back. And then following up with a boot in the corner. As Ripley across the bottom rope and gets hit with a leg drop. Nice move there by Katana Chance to vault over and connect with the leg drop across the back of the neck. There's the rope on the other side as well. She'll able to tag in Kaden Carter, who's back fresh in, and hits a nice Hurricane Rana hit scissors takedown. And a nice standing shooting star press for good measure. Very good match here, as the challengers seem like they have the upper hand, and there's that Bulldog DDT spiked on the top of her head. Rhea could be in a lot of trouble. Kaden Carter found it. We could be closing in on new champions. Goes for the cover, gets one, gets two, and no, Rhea does kick out before the 3 count. Well, I thought for a second Carter and Chance were the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. But Rhea Ripley able to kick out, able to shoot that shoulder off the mat, and back to her feet. She takes down Carter, and that is the opportunity she needs to make the tag to Liv Morgan. A very good contest here in our main event. Very back and forth. We know these two teams put on a very good match at SummerSlam. They're starting to outdo themselves here tonight. This is what the gold means to each team. This is the top prize in women's tag team wrestling, and these are arguably the top 2 teams in the WWE, and they're going at it and putting on a classic crowd on their feet, cheering on both teams. There's no clear-cut good guy and bad guy in this one. Both sides have their fans. And I think they're just enjoying the ride. As now Katana Chance gonna head up to the top rope. This is where she's dangerous. Chance flips through with a 630. A 630 on Morgan. We got new champions. Gets 2, and now Liv able to kick out. I don't think Rhea was gonna get there in time. So Liv Morgan takes the shoulder off the mat. And this match will continue. But the challengers are in the driver's seat here. Both Rhea got hit with the Bulldog DDT. Liv Morgan just got hit with a 630. The challengers firing their best shot at the champions, but they continue to battle back. Morgan trying to fight her way out of the opposing team's corner, trying to get herself fired back up. She doesn't allow Katana Chance to make the tag. Instead, going to send her over the top rope and down to the floor, right in front of her tag team partner. As you can see, Kayden Carter get right in the face of Liv. Liv didn't take too kindly to that. Actually going to try to throw a shot at Kayden. She does, taking out Carter again, going after the non-legal competitor. So a little bit of trash talk, a little bit of aggression being shown by both teams. That's just what the titles mean. It's getting very chippy in this contest, but that was maybe the opening that the challengers needed as they regained the upper hand as Liv Morgan bounced her head off the apron, and now Chance getting a lot of respect here from the WWE Universe. Flips through, nice leg drop again. Ref up now to a count of 4 as these two continue to battle on the outside. Morgan back to her feet, trying to get the upper hand for her team, trying to get herself back in this one as she has a hold of the challenger and puts the brakes on before hitting the stairs, but Liv Morgan continues to have the upper hand. Ref up to a count of 7, and there's a face first face buster there to Chance up to a count of 8 here. These two need to bring it back inside the ring. Ref up to a count of 9, and Ref actually just maybe a little bit of leeway there as Chance does break the counts. That was a very long 9 counts. And I think the ref, we don't really want to see a count out. You want to see a clear-cut winner, and I think the ref giving them a little bit of leeway there. Otherwise, that would have been a double count out, and who knows what would have happened with the draft pick. So I think that was a smart move there by the ref. Yes, it was probably a 9, 10, and 11, but we get to see this match continue, and it's been a classic so far. I'd hate to see this one end by the count-out as Liv continues to celebrate for quite a little bit too long, as now it has allowed Carter to check back in. But Liv, though, trying to cut off their momentum. Isolates Kayden in the corner. He's kicking on that lower leg. Liv been in this contest for quite some time. Maybe needs to make a tag soon, but she's continuing to go at it strong as there's the head scissor takedown, and then there's the tag to Rhea. So Rhea very fresh and has a prone Carter to deal with, and I think she realized they're going to try to lock in the submission. I think she's thinking of Boston Crab, as she is. Boston Crab cinched deep on the back of Kayden Carter. Don't know if she has anywhere to go but to submit. Trying to retain the championships, but no, she's going to continue to fight. And flips through again. Rhea's shoulders are down. Gets a 1, but Rhea does kick out. But tenacious resiliency on display here by the challengers. And now Kayden Carter with the upper hand. She looks to take out the legs of Rhea Ripley. What a match here we have in our main event of Friday Night SmackDown. Night 2 of the WWE Draft. This is what it's all accumulating to. 2 draft picks on the line. The women's tag team titles on the line if you're just joining us here in North Charleston, South Carolina. As Liv Morgan makes the tag, she's back into the fray. Rhea rolls to the outside, and Carter takes her down with a nice head scissors takedown. But Liv quickly back to her feet. Spins her around. This time plants Liv Morgan. Holds the armbar here. Liv in a lot of trouble. Rhea's down the outside. She cannot save her partner. And Carter could be closing in, but no, Liv flips through. Gets back to her feet. Gets a hold of the challenger. Puts her up on her shoulders. And is just going to hang her across the top rope. And try to create a little bit of separation. As Liv continues to try to keep herself warm, and this might come back to bite her again, but no, it just meets Kayden with a slap to the face. I don't think Carter's going to take that very well, but here's a combination of strikes now from Morgan. Backs up the challenger, and another airplane spin, head scissors takedown. The champions in control. Liv plants her with an Oblivion. Oblivion, down goes Carter. This to retain the championships, gets 2, and no! Carter gets the shoulder up. I think Chance might have got there in the nick of time as well. And this championship match will continue. And Chance now with a boot right to the side of the face, neutralizing the champion. And she gets out of the ring. But this match will continue. Both teams firing their best shot at the others. But so far it has not been enough. As Liv now spikes Kayden Carter with the DDT. Is this enough? No. Kayden has a boot underneath the rope. Forces the rope break. And Liv Morgan's got to try to game plan again, but Kayden takes her down off her feet and connects with a nice moonsault. Very good mover there by Carter. Holds the pinfall as well and gets a 1 count, but Liv does shoot the shoulder up. We'll use this opportunity to make a tag. Katana Chance back into the fray. Over a hard right hand to the champion. Backs her up. And now from behind, nice elbow shot to the lower back. Chance another one for good measure. Irish whip into the turnbuckle here. Now more strikes to the body, isolating that lower abdomen. And Liv Morgan could be in a lot of trouble here, as now she's propped up on the bottom rope and gets connected from the leg drop of Chance. Gets a little bit of taste of that as well. But Morgan able to make the tag to Rhea. Maybe a little bit of a costly error there by the challengers. Is now Ripley back into the fray, but Chance not backing down. Is going to connect with that nice spinning slam again. Into the pinfall here. Ref a little slow in position. Gets one, and Rhea's able to kick out at a 1 count. So Ripley definitely showing the power here. Chance just can't get enough weight across those shoulders in order to keep Ripley down. And now Rhea has the upper hand, trying to isolate Chance. This could be a very bad predicament, but showing that fight, continues to try to fight back. Chance takes down Rhea. Now she's going to use the opportunity to make a tag to Cardinal. Actually thought about it instead. The hesitation might have cost her. Rhea Ripley connects with the big boot. And now Rhea in firm control over Chance and just squashing her in the middle of the ring. Boot into the back. Not much Chance could do. Is Rhea actually going to use this opportunity to make a tag? Don't know if I agree with this. You're in the upper hand. Instead, Liv Morgan's going to come back in. But Chance could just be ripe for the picking. As Liv sends Chance up and over the top rope again, down to the floor. As this one again spills to the outside. This one's gone all over the ring and the ringside area, specifically these two. As Liv Morgan looks to work away on the outside, knees into, or actually boots into the midsection now. As the fans continue to cheer on this championship encounter. Rolls through again. Liv Morgan has been able to connect to this quite a few times and connects with it again. Fans in for a treat here tonight. This has been an absolute classic. This could be the match of the year, not going to lie, as Chance bounces off the announce table. Liv Morgan back in the ring here. Potentially, no, not going to win by count. Actually going to take it to the outside again. So Morgan wants to win this one fair and square. She showed that quite a few times. Not content with a count-out victory. Wants to win the right way. But that might have allowed Chance to get the opening, as now Liv Morgan off of the steel stairs. Ref up to a count of 4. Chance wisely breaks the count. Can't win the titles by count-out. She gets Morgan back to her feet. Strike into that lower leg. Another kick to the midsection of DDT. Now on the floor. Face first goes Morgan. And the challengers with, again, the upper hand. Katana Chance could potentially just taste gold, as there's a nice flip-through leg drop again. And Liv Morgan in a lot of trouble here on the outside. Thankfully for her, she can't lose the titles being on the mats on the outside. The Chance connecting the combination of strikes. Flips her through. And beautiful move there by Katana Chance. Very innovative offense. That's what you're going to get from the 5 feet of Fury. And now Chance again. Drop kick. I think Liv might have caught the stairs as well. Ref up, though, to a count of 8. Now to 9. Chance has got to make it back in and break the count. She makes it back in the ring, and she does break the count. So Chance with a nice ring awareness there keeps this match alive. And now has a hold of Morgan. Looks to drag her again, I think, to the announce table, and bounces her head first off of that announce table. Just doing a lot of damage here to Morgan on the outside. Now into the steel stairs. Chance maximizing every inch of the area, as Morgan has just been taking a lot of offense here. I think if Katana just gets this one back in the ring, she could be looking at winning the tag titles. This ref now up to a count of 6. Again, Morgan again bounces off the steel stairs. This is a little bit of aggression we haven't seen at a Chance, but this is what the titles mean to her. Liv Morgan's going to make her way back inside the ring, and Chance will follow. As now, this could be where you need to be as she flips through, but Liv catches her and plants her with a power slam. Beautiful counter there by Morgan. That's the opening she needs. And now Rhea Ripley has re-entered the fray. That moment from Chance and Carter could have been their best shot at winning the tag team titles, as Chance actually has not moved since that power slam. Rhea's going to try to go for the pinfall here and regain the championships, but Chance does kick out at 1. Going to need to do a little bit more than that. And Ripley now going to re-tag in Morgan. Again, I don't know if this is the wise idea. Morgan's been in this contest quite a bit. She's taken a lot of offense, but she connects with Oblivion. Chance overextended herself, got caught with Oblivion, and Morgan, no! Not able to put away Katana Chance, who kicks out at 2 9/10. I thought that one was over for sure. Chance got caught reaching, and Morgan connected with Oblivion, but it was not enough, and this one continues, and Katana Chance still has fight left in the tank. But Liv looking to cut her off here again, trying to item-slice her into this turnbuckle as she drives her head first into that top buckle. But again, back elbow out of the corner. The challengers trying to hold momentum. This one's been going on for quite some time. We could be closing in on the final moments. You have to think one big move could be enough as there's a head scissors takedown. I think Chance desperately needs to make a tag. She has not been able to get out since being hit with that Oblivion. And again, speaking of Oblivion, another one for good measure. Liv Morgan into the cover here, gets 2. Carter tries to break it up, but can't get there in time. And what a battle this match was, but still, your WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. An insane match that could be match of the year here on the channel in the series, as it results in the champions retain the gold. But more importantly tonight, Raw has 2 draft picks in the women's division. So let's find out who will be joining the Red Brands. Well, first, it's Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, heads over to Monday Night Raw. The MMA background fighter, joint manipulator, is heading to Monday nights. That does not spell good for the rest of Raw's women's division. We still have one more pick, though, to the night. But hold on a second. Wait, Shayna Baszler in the ring. A sneak attack here on the champs, who just went through a grueling battle. And Shayna Baszler from behind is taking it to both Liv and Rhea Ripley. But hold on a second. We still have one more draft pick. And the final draft pick is Ronda Rousey. Ronda is heading to Monday nights. The former SmackDown Women's Champion, who lost the title at SummerSlam, is a part of Monday Night Raw. And she's here in the building. The music has hit. Ronda Rousey is on her way to the ring. Shayna Baszler continuing to go at it with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, but they've stopped Ronda Rousey. The baddest woman on the planet is here. The crowd is going crazy as Ronda Rousey looks to potentially help the champions. Ronda Rousey is here. And hold on a second. She's attacking the champions. Rhea Ripley getting assaulted by Ronda. What are you doing, Ronda? Taking it to the champions, who just went through a 20-minute classic. And Ronda and Shayna Baszler with the sneak attack. Taking it to the champions. Come on, Ronda. I thought you were better than this. Rhea gets dumped to the outside. Shayna continues to kick away on Liv Morgan, and she's going to send her to the outside. And Ronda and Shayna hold the ring, sending a statement. And if those two align, that could be bad things to come for now Raw's women's division. But that's going to conclude the WWE Draft. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments of the draft picks. Who do you think won out in this year's draft? Let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Universe Mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.